In this third lesson of the step-by-step into soloing for guitar series, you're going to be learning a few things that are really beneficial. Okay, you're going to be learning to shift between positions, you're going to be learning to slide, and you're going to be learning some double stops, and yes, continuing to employ bends, bending strings. Okay, so let's get right to it. All right, this first example is two ways to play a lick, but with a slight variation. So you already know how to do the bend, right? We're going to bend up to the from the D to the E on the third string, just like you did in lesson 1. So, and you're going to do triplets, so it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Okay, so let's walk you through that. Third finger, 7th fret, second finger right behind it, giving it the support. You bend the 1 and then unbend for and. First finger, 5th fret, same string. And then 7th fret for third finger on the 4th string, 2 and. First finger on the 5th fret, 4th string, 7th fret of 5th string, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay? It's important to count things out so you know how they're supposed to sound. So I'm counting this out with you to help you understand what's going on. Okay? Pause the video. If you need to rewind and review that a little bit, that's okay. Do that. And then practice it before continuing on to the second part of this. And this is the A lick we're working on. And when you're ready, press play. Okay, now the B lick is the same thing in essence, with just one slight change at the beginning of the third beat. So the first half is just what you did in the A section. 1 and 2 and Now on 3, you notice your first finger's on the 5th fret of the 4th string, and then you're going to do a real quick da-dum, right? 3 E and 4 and So 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and Okay? Let me do it one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and And that time I actually did it right. So rewind the video if you need to go over this again before pausing and practicing this lick. Practice between the two of them. Understand the differences, right? And how you can take a lick and do one tiny little thing and make it different. And it's called a variation. Okay? So when you're ready to continue, restart the video. Okay, that was fun. Now, let's keep going. All right, so what we got here is what's called a rake. And you're basically going to do just that. Strum across the 3 strings. And you do it in the space of the first part of the beat. And so you'll notice that little black square resting on the staff line. That's called a half rest. So there's 2 beats of rest. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and Okay? And that rake, it's like a slow strum. You want to hear those notes. Okay, and this is a triplet. 3 and 4 and You just lay that down, just like that. Okay, pretty straightforward, yeah. Start with your first finger, fourth finger on 8 of the second string, first finger on 5 of the second string, third finger on 7 of the third string, first finger on 5, same string, third finger on 7 of the fourth string. Okay? Rakes are pretty cool because they give you some really nice ideas. So, all right, pause the video if you need, again, to rewind and review how it's played. Do that. And then when you're ready to continue, restart the video. Okay. That's good. Now, let's get on to some double stops. All right. So now double stops are basically you're playing 2 strings at a time. All right. Now, you'll notice I didn't play that, but I actually played it like this. And that's called a shuffle feel. So it's based on a kind of what's called a triplet feel, which you've been doing with that, right? And so how you do that is you play the first and the third note of a triplet in the 2 8th notes. So there's 2 8th notes per beat. So you have 1 and 2 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's a quarter note, and that holds for a whole beat. So what you do is you can go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and All right. So first finger across the second and third string, and then you play this just like you would, first and third finger, and then so let's review this shuffle feel, because this is how we're going to deal with 8th notes from this point forward. You're going to count it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So between each grouping of 2 8th notes, you're counting it as the first and the third part of the triplet. So 1 and is silent, you play. 2 and 3 and 4 and Okay, so we go 1. How we normally count it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, because going 1 and is exhausting. Okay, so the essence of it is you do a kind of a dum, D, dum, D, dum. Okay? Dum is always the beat. D is the end of the beat. And it's staggered. Dum, D, dum, D, dum, D, dum, D. Okay? Dum, D, dum, D, dum, D, dum. Okay? One more time. Dum, D, dum, D, dum, D, dum. How we'd actually count it is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So another way of saying it is the end of the beat is a hesitant. You're hesitating before you say it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? Now, as we go through this, we'll continue to reinforce this, all right? So pause the video, Rewind this if you need to review the whole shuffle feel that we're talking about here. And then pause and play this lick. And then when you're ready to continue, press play. Okay. So, where are we? Ta-dum, ta-dum. Right. Here we go. Now we're going to play a descending lick. Pure pentatonic minor in the key of A. And again, this is going to be done with the shuffle feel. So you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, a lot going on there. You notice we did a slide and then we did a transition. So we slid into the second position of the pentatonic minor scale, and then we transitioned back to the first position. So 8th fret, 4th finger on the 8th fret, 1st finger on the 5th fret. So do that on the 2nd string, and then 3rd finger and 1st finger on here. Repeat on this string, and then 3rd finger, slide up to 9 on the 3rd string, and then 1st finger on 7, 1st finger on 5 of the 3rd string, then hop it over to the 4th string at the same fret, 3rd finger there. Okay, so let me walk you through that again. 4th on the 8th fret of the 1st string, 1st on the 5th fret of the 1st string. Do the same thing on the 2nd string. 8 for the 4th finger, 5 with the 1st finger. Then the 3rd string, 7 with the 3rd finger. 5 will be on the 1st finger will be on the 5th fret. And then do the same thing on the 4th string, 3rd finger 7, 1st finger 5th, and then slide up from somewhere around here to the 9th fret on the 3rd string with your 3rd finger. Then on 7 on the same string with your 1st finger, back 2 frets, same string, 5th fret with your 1st finger. Hop your 1st finger over to the 4th string on the 5th fret, and then 3rd finger at 7 on the 4th string. Now, how you count this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, if you're still struggling getting that shuffle feel, you can count it out this way. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Each group of 2 eighth notes is 1 and is silent Then 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Okay? So, if you need to rewind and review that, go for it. Then pause and play through it. Not necessarily that fast, but that's the idea with that hesitation. Okay? Then, once you've practiced that, go ahead and unpause the video and keep going. Okay, let's get into a couple more licks here. Now, what we're going to add in here is the pull-off. So let's talk about the pull-off. It's going to be on the second string between the 8th fret and the 5th fret. Now, to do a pull-off properly, you need to have this finger already pressing on the string. And okay, so what you're doing is playing, right? And then you're going to pull off and out. So pull off and out, down to the floor and out away from your body. Like that. So I'm actually pushing down, but I'm also coming out. Okay? And you keep your pressure on and pull off the string. As you develop better callus, it will have a much brighter sound, as you can hear in mine. Okay? So you know the first half of the lick. You know that, right? And then so all you're going to do is 1 and 3E, right? And you don't want it to be too fast, but you don't want it to be too slow either. Just like that. All right? Pause the video, review if you must, then pause again, practice this lick, and then when you're ready, press play and continue. Okay. Let's see, what do we got here? One more. And this is a pull-off on the high E string. So it's a little bit easier, but again, so we have the same idea here. You're just on the first string and just pull straight down. Just like that. So you got the first one. Same idea. Just pull it down, right? See how my finger kind of went behind the fretboard? I'm doing that deliberately to show you the motion. I tend to pull out like this, right? So, okay. Pause the video, rewind, practice, whatever you need to do. Then when you're ready to continue, press play and we'll keep going. All right. There you go, lesson 3. Some cool stuff going on there. Practice all of this because you're going to run into slides, pull-offs, bends, of course, double stops. Absolutely. I mean, if you like Chuck Berry, he's the double stop king, at least back in his early stuff, right? So, yeah, a lot of cool stuff in this lesson that is really important for you to know. Great techniques. So practice this and really make sure you understand it before you move forward. This isn't a race. You don't have to rip through these lessons quickly, okay? We're more concerned that you start to just focus and maintain that focus and learn everything you've been learning in these first 3 lessons very well, because moving forward it becomes very important to make sure that you are not just learning these different techniques, but retaining them up here and here, right? Okay, so when you're ready for the next lesson, we'll be waiting for you. Okay, see ya. Hi, thanks for watching. Here at Outsmart Your Guitar, we are dedicated to helping you learn, play, and grow into becoming the guitar player you desire to be. So, that subscribe button, press it and subscribe. The notification bell, press that and you'll be notified when new videos are posted. The Patreon button, that'll take you over to Outsmart Your Guitar Patreon and you can see what we got going on there and then subscribe and become a patron. If you don't see any of that on the screen, well, down below the video, there's the big red subscribe button on the right. And then in the description, there is a link that'll take you to Patreon, Outsmart Your Guitar, and you can check it out that way. Okay, there you go. Thanks for your time. We'll see you next time.